in the Facebook community. Join the Facebook community, the Feminine Success Society. I am also live here on the Feminine Success YouTube channel as well as Instagram. So I will be focused on this camera, but I'll also be let me hug y'all right quick. I will also be reading the questions and comments from the IG camera as well. Let me quickly try to adjust y'all. Okay, that's a lot better. Hey, over here on Facebook, YouTube. How are y'all tonight? I am so happy to be here tonight. For those of you who are joining me in the Ease Experience, we are getting started on Thursday. I am super excited for that. Is this the first cohort I've done this year? Might be the second. I think I did a top of the year cohort, but this is like the first cohort I've done since all of the things that have happened this year have happened. So tonight I wanted to connect and discuss how to audit, or actually how to create systems for ease in your life. We do talk about auditing inside of the Ease Experience. So for those of you who want that kind of support, that is available. Let me know over here on Facebook and YouTube if you can hear me. I'm going to pull up the comments so I can see, but let me know if y'all can hear me on Facebook, if you can hear me on YouTube. Let me know if the connection is good on IG, because I know sometimes it goes crazy over there too. Let me see. Y'all are going to have an amazing experience. Listen, former Ease Experience attendees are letting y'all know it is the bomb. It is amazing. That's why I have been flooding y'all with the Ease Experience, because it really is a powerful, powerful program if you desire to create systems in your life that support your whole life. So today we're going to talk about that. How to create systems that support ease, because we are hearing it's so buzzy right now to talk about leaning into ease, living a soft life, all of the things, and all of that is wonderful. Okay, I'm here for a soft life. I'm here for ease. Obviously, I'm an expert at ease. I am here for um women leaning into your feminine power, all of the things. You might see some dinner stuff on me because I'm literally just walking out of the kitchen giving domestic goddess, okay? But in order to have ease, in order to have a soft life, in order to actually live out these things, and for it not to be just kind of this, I share the post on Instagram or I hear about this concept all over the internet, but what does it really mean? You need systems for that. Ease is a product of systems. Softness is a product of systems. Sustainable softness, I'll say, because sometimes you can fall apart and be in chaos. No shade, no judgment. But if you want to have softness that is sustainable, if you want to have a life that is full of ease, not to say that life is easy, but a world that's full of ease, then you've got to have systems that support that. There is really no way around it. You can definitely do little one-off things. Like sometimes we see women who, and I've been this woman, so I know, who instead of investing in creating ease in your life, we take a vacation every quarter. We are constantly going on trips. We are constantly out in the world trying to find things that feel easy rather than curating a life that actually does have the ease that you're looking for. So, if that's you, if you've been there, if when things get difficult, you book a flight instead of truly setting the foundation in your life, but you're ready to stop doing that, you're ready to have a life that feels like I can come home to this, have a life that feels like I don't need to escape from this, then you are in the right place. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, hello, Instagram, hello, YouTube, and Facebook. I am Yaya Smith. I am the founder of Feminine Success. I am a life coach. I have been doing this for over 7 years now. I have receipts that are stacked up to the ceiling. And what I help women do is to create success that feels good from the inside out. So most of my clients have been on their journey for some time before we meet, and they find themselves in a place where they have checked all of the boxes. They have gone to school, gotten the degree, gotten the dream job. Some of them have gotten married or at least had great relationships. They have traveled. They have done all of the things that we are told to do to feel happy and fulfilled. And they still feel like, is this it? Is this really it? And they don't want to feel that way. They want to truly feel fulfilled. They desire to truly feel grounded, rooted in their life, confident in their decisions, to know and own their voice and not have to run away or wait for permission to expand and grow. Many times when you find yourself in this place of, is this it? You'll also find that there are people around you who are telling you, well, you should be grateful for what you have. Or what do you mean, is this it? What more do you want? But for those of you who know that there is more for you, that there is more for you to do, that you have a bigger calling and purpose on your life, that you desire more for yourself, it's important that you have systems and structures in place in your life that make room for that. I just got off the phone with a client today, and we were talking about how she's gone through this process of healing, which has been wonderful and beautiful for her. But now that she has healed, now that you're on the other side of healing, now you're in the space of self-actualization and self-discovery, where you are going to need to make room in your life for the flower that's about to bloom from within you. We do all this work on the soil. We do all this work pulling up the roots, but then you put yourself in this little bitty flower pot that doesn't give you the room that you need to grow. If you are doing all this work on the inside of you, which is very important to do, but you're not making room in your life to hold who you are becoming, you're not going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel like, I'm doing all this work for nothing. And eventually you will be overwhelmed. You'll feel boxed in and you'll give up. Or you'll try to escape, which is, you don't want either one of those things. You don't want either one of those things. So in order to fulfill your destiny, fulfill your purpose, live the life that you are called to live authentically, you need systems. Because I will tell you, from personal experience, as well as from helping literally hundreds of women over the last 7 years, most of us are wasting time doing things the hard way, wasting time, finding difficulty, wasting time managing your mess, when you're going to need that time and energy to live your purpose. You're going to need that time and energy to actually have the fun and fulfillment that you're desiring. If all of your energy is going to managing things that you don't want to do, then when do you have time to do the things that you do want to do? If all of your energy and focus is going into staying in or saving the relationship that you don't want, when are you going to have time to build the relationship that you do want? You need systems. So let's talk about how to create systems for ease in your life. Over here on Facebook, I am seeing that my connection might be a little shaky. So let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, let me know. And I actually have my computer in front of you guys over here on Instagram. So I will go back at the end and read through comments, questions, and all of that. I do have a call for Feminine Success School coming up. So I'm trying not to hold y'all. Okay. So with that, let's talk about it. So the first thing that I want to share about creating systems that create ease for your life is that in order to lean into ease, you are going to need structures. You're going to need a strategy. If you have been taught hard work is the only thing that pays off, if you've been taught that if you want to make half as much, you've got to work twice as hard, which for those of you who have been around for a while, you know that's a lie that I have been debunking. But if you are being told these things again and again and again, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing, in the words of Dr. Miles Monroe. What we have repeated to us over and over, and what we are repeating inside of our own minds, is what we're believing and living out. And so in order to actually live a life of ease, which is not a quote unquote easy life, but it means that you are at ease, you are at ease, you are in flow, then you've got to have new structures and new systems. What worked before will no longer work. It won't. It won't. And that goes for every area of your life. If you are in a space as a woman that you are ready to attract better relationships, it doesn't matter how good you are as a woman. The things that you have been doing, you're going to have to shift those things in order to attract something new, period. If you have been on one trajectory, say you've been on one career path and you are ready for growth and expansion, you're going to have to be willing to do new things. You're going to have to be willing to put a new strategy in place, new structures in place, and a new system in place. Okay. Your system for hard, the system that you have now, the system for hard is not going to work when what you want is ease. Okay. And I'm not saying that you need to drop everything and go take bubble baths. Okay. I love a bubble bath. Y'all know me by now, for those of you who have been around for a while. But that's not what this is about. You're going to need new structures. But before you can even look into new structures, the second thing that I want to share is that you're going to need to audit. You need to audit your life for ease. This is something that we do at least quarterly inside of Feminine Success School. When you join the Ease Experience, we audit your life for ease. You're going to have to audit for ease. You're going to need to take an honest look at each area of your life and ask yourself, where am I holding on to hard? Where am I holding on to hard? Don't even go into why am I holding on to it? How am I holding on to it? Don't dig into that yet, because you don't want to overwhelm yourself. But you do want to know, what areas of your life are you holding on to doing things the hard way? Are you holding on to difficult communication styles? Are you holding on to difficult work styles, hard work styles? Hard relationship styles, hard parenting styles? I realized for myself very early on that I was holding on to a hard style of homemaking. Homemaking is something that I hold near and dear to my heart. I really do. As much as I love business, as much as I love being a business owner, I do. I am a homemaker at heart. Listen, put me in the kitchen, surround me with some ingredients, sit me on a homestead, and we are good. But I realized for myself that I was holding on to a hard way of doing things, because I was telling myself, well, if you aren't doing it all, you're not woman enough. Your mom did it all. Your grandmother did it all. Actually, my mom didn't do it all. Your grandmother did it all. Why can't you do it all? This one does it all. Why can't you do it all? And I realized that I was holding this judgment that kept me in a cycle of doing things the hard way. I was waking up 4:00 in the morning to make everybody's food, everything from scratch. Just everything had to be done the hard way. I had to be the one cleaning up all the time. I had to be running behind the kids, picking up. And this might not be your story, but where in your life are you holding on to hard? And I was telling myself, a good mom keeps a clean home. A good mom, a good woman It took years for me to hire a housekeeper, y'all. Years. I know I always tell y'all, hire help, delegate. I've been married and a homemaker for 10, 11 years now, 12 years actually. My oldest son is 12. I've been making a home for 12 years, and I was really making a home before him. And I hired help maybe within the last 4 years. I'm just saying. Where are you holding on too hard? So the first thing that you're going to need to do to create systems for ease is to audit. Take an account of where you are holding on to doing things the hard way. How do you know that you're doing things the hard way? Because you're stressed out. Because when you think about doing that thing, it frustrates you. It stresses you out, but you tell yourself, I got to do what I got to do. You have to convince yourself to do the thing. You have to convince yourself to go to the place. You have to convince yourself to talk to that person. You have to convince yourself to do the work. That's how you know it's hard, because you don't want to do it. It doesn't mean holding on to hard doesn't mean that the activity is actually difficult. It means it's hard for you. And sometimes we are judging ourselves by what is easy for someone else. You're telling yourself, oh, you should be able to do this, or you should be able to do that, because someone else is doing it and it's easy for them. So audit your life for ease. Audit your life for ease. We know how to audit our bank accounts. We know how to audit our finances. We know how to audit every other area. But we rarely take that microscope and turn that honest eye on our own style of living. All right. So that's the first thing. You want to look at every area so that you can adjust your approach. The point of auditing your life is so that you can adjust the way that you're approaching things, so that you can adjust the way that you're doing it. But if you tell yourself, oh, I'm just doing what I got to do, I got to do what I got to do, then you never audit, because you've convinced yourself that this is what you have to do. And hard is rarely what you have to do. So let's keep going. Let's keep going, because I know some of y'all are like, listen, hard work is all I know. I have worked with women. I used to feel that way, that if I was going to get it, if it's worth having, it's worth working hard for, it's worth fighting for, and all of these other things, until I started to look around and ask myself, well, why is it only worth working hard for or fighting for if I'm Black or brown? Why is it that I have to work hard if I'm at a certain level, but if I elevate, it doesn't have to be hard anymore? So maybe I need to switch my approach. It's worked. It's worked again and again and again. My clients are all over the place. Clients, raise your hand, say hi. Say hi, let the folks know. Because many times we are living in a lie that we have convinced ourselves is the truth when it comes to ease and difficulty. When it comes to ease and difficulty, oh, that's just for those kinds of people over there. Oh, only they can have that. Oh, of course it's easy for you, you're single. Of course it's easy for you, you don't have children. Of course it's easy for you, you're married. And instead of leaning into ease, we lean away from it. All right. So audit where you are holding on too hard. And as you go into that audit, you'll start to hear the stories that you're telling yourself. You'll start to investigate. And even if you don't investigate, you will at least begin to build an awareness for, okay, when I think about my business and why I'm doing things the hard way over there, it's because I'm telling myself that I haven't paid my dues yet. It's because I'm telling myself that I need to outwork everyone around me. And the hardest worker is the one who's going to get the prize. I mean, I'm sure we all know hard workers who are struggling. So, is that true? Or is that just a story that we tell ourselves to justify why we are running ourselves into the ground? I'm just asking questions. I'm just here to be a vessel, y'all. I don't step on toes on purpose, but I mean, if your feet are in the aisle. Okay, so audit for ease. The second is to heal your hustle and hesitation. Heal your hustle and your hesitation. We're going to talk about it. Heal your hustle and your hesitation. And this is why hustling is a means to an end, but many people have turned it into a lifestyle. Many people have turned hustle into a lifestyle. And sometimes your hustle is your biggest distraction. Sometimes your hustle is your biggest distraction because your soul is calling out for something else. Your spirit is pulling you in another direction, but you are telling yourself and engaging in, okay, I'm going to do that when. Okay, I feel this calling, I feel this nudge, I feel this urge, but I can't do that right now. I got to go hustle. Or I have to focus on my business. I remember working with a woman who felt deeply called to be a mother and to get married. But she was so committed to her work. I won't even say her career because she didn't love what she was doing. But she believed and told herself, I have to do this. I have to work hard. I have to make my mom proud. I have to make my family proud. I have to do this for my family. We worked through some systems for her to help her redirect her focus. She started a business. She was working in a very, very high stress environment that was causing her to constantly miscarry. We're not going to get deep into that conversation, but for those who know, you know. She was working in a high stress environment that was not allowing her body to carry. So we redirected her energy. We redirected her focus. We built out a strategy and a system for her to do other work that was more aligned for her. And now she's a mom. It's been a couple years since we've worked together, but now she is a mother. Now she is married, and she's happily married, and she's happily building her life, and she's happily doing her work now. She's not doing work just because she needs to make someone else proud. Meanwhile, her soul, her spirit, her divine connection is being violated because we're not going to be able to stand when it's time to account for those gifts that you've been given and say, well, I had to do what I had to do. Because you were given a gift that'll make room for you. You were given a gift that'll make room for you. It'll make room for your children. It'll make room for the life that you truly desire. And no amount of doing unaligned work will put you in alignment. No amount. No amount of staying in an unaligned place will put you in alignment. It doesn't work that way. And yes, does it feel scary to shift direction and pivot? It does. But does it also feel scary to know that time is passing, that you cannot get back? Years are passing that you cannot get back. And time is being wasted doing it the hard way when the easy way is available to you, when the aligned approach is available to you. That's all I'm saying. As I was writing this out, heal your hustle and your hesitation, what came into my spirit is haste makes waste and stuck makes struggle. Haste makes waste and stuck makes struggle. My coach tells me, and all of her clients all the time, stuck is a choice. When we are hesitating, it's because we're not clear or we're not confident. And you can create systems in your life for both your clarity and your confidence. You should not be starting over at ground zero every time it's time to make a decision, every time it's time to make a move, every time it's time for your life to shift. You shouldn't be starting at ground zero every time. And if you are, where are your systems? What are the systems that you have in place for you to be able to make decisions quickly, for you to be able to shift your life quickly? Because if you're stuck in hustle, you're constantly shifting. You're constantly shifting. You're going. But if you're in hesitation, you're not even moving. And neither one of them is better than the other. Neither is better. It can feel like, okay, if I'm hustling, at least I'm moving. At least I'm moving forward. But are you moving forward or are you moving sideways? Because if you're moving forward, you're seeing progress. Many times you're just moving. And movement without direction is a fast way to get to overwhelm, is a fast way to burn yourself out. And so you'll constantly be in this cycle of hustle, burnout, hustle, burnout, hustle, burnout, without seeing yourself actually make progress on your real dreams, your real desires, and your real goals. If you're hesitating, you'll constantly find yourself in this space of stuck and planning to get unstuck. Then you're stuck again because you're overanalyzing. Now you're planning on how you're going to get unstuck again. Now you're analyzing. Now you're stuck again. You need systems. So decide that you are going to heal your hustle and your hesitation. It might be an or for some of y'all. You might never hesitate, but you always find yourself hustling. You may never hustle, but you always find yourself hesitating. And for some of you, you're vacillating between the two. So decide that you are going to heal that. All right? Because stuck makes struggle and haste makes waste. There is no need to rush and there is no need to stop and pause just because you don't know what to do next. That means you need a system. Now, are there times, like any system, where you need to pause? Of course. But you're not pausing because you're hesitating. You're pausing to rest. And that's a difference. Some of you have reached a point. Come on, spirit. Some of you have reached a point where you are saying, I need more ease. I need more rest. I need more this. I'm entering my soft girl season. I'm entering my era of rest. I'm entering all of these things because you are doing so many unaligned tasks, so much unaligned work. You're staying in so many unaligned spaces that your energy is constantly being drained. You're not tired because you're on the path to purpose. You're tired because you're not. You're tired of doing things, constantly doing, and not seeing the results. Do you have a system to see results? Do you have a system to support your destiny? For me, I knew motherhood was my destiny, but I also knew being a tired mama was not. Being an overwhelmed, overworked mom was not. I got that experience when I first started in motherhood, though. Having two toddlers, well, a toddler and an infant, very early. My sons are 2 and some change apart, 2 years and some change apart. I was out here overwhelmed, y'all. But I knew that while motherhood was my purpose, burnout was not. Overwhelm was not. Doing it the way that my grandmothers did it, while I honor them, I love them, I take nothing away from them. But I knew that wasn't the path for me. So, how many things are you holding on to? How many systems, how many strategies, how many structures and sayings are you holding on to that really are not yours and they're not aligned with you? They're not aligned with the way that you want to live. They're not aligned with what you desire for yourself. But you do it because that's what you know to do. It's time to learn something new. Mhm. It's time to learn a new way. The old way isn't working. It's not. It may be working to, those cars where it'll start. The car will start. It might be parked in somebody's yard and it start. And that guy's like, but it start though. It start. I'm gonna fix it as long as it start. But the car isn't going anywhere for years. Don't be that car. Don't be that car. Okay. All right. The goal is to create more flow for yourself. It's not to be hustling and it's not to be stuck. It is to create flow. I'm hearing so many women say, I'm ready to tap into my feminine flow. That is a real thing. You are really ready to flow. But just like a river, you see the river flowing, don't you? The river doesn't stop flowing because it has direction and it has structure. Those banks keep it in flow. What are your river banks? What are the things that are holding up and supporting flow in your life? If the structures in your life are not supporting flow, but they're causing you to hustle more, they're causing you to hesitate. If the structures in your life are fear, Spirit told me, stop being so faithful to your fears. Be more faithful to your fulfillment, to the fulfillment of your purpose than you are to your fears. Some of us are very faithful to our fears, and that's the only thing that we trust. Those are the structures that are directing your life, or your fears, or your mother's fears, your grandmother's fears, your husband's fears are directing your life. It's time to get new structures. It's time for new systems. Okay. And what I have found, there are women here who have taken the ease experience, who've gone through feminine success school, whose husbands have shifted. The people in your life will shift because the feminine sets the tone. The masculine sets the tempo. They set the pace, or the masculine, even your masculine side, is setting your pace. So if you have an unhealed masculine, that's why you find yourself in hustle. That's why you find yourself hesitating, because of that unhealed masculine. We're not going to go deep into it today, but if you join the ease experience, we are going to talk about, not only will we discuss healing your masculine, but you will heal your masculine. We will do the work around it. We have 5 weeks together inside of the ease experience. It was a 5-day experience, but I've stretched it out to give us more time to work together around all of this work, because we do some really deep work inside of the ease experience. We have been conditioned and programmed to do things the hard way. So getting to ease is a process. Okay. Ask yourself, what are the structures that are directing my flow? What's directing your flow? And if you don't feel that you have flow in any area of your life, when you audit your life and ask, where am I holding on to hard? If there's no flow in any area of your life, then it's time for you to put structures in place. That is the perfect place to be, actually, for those of you who are like, oh my goodness, now what? I feel like everything. I've gotten women who said that everything is out of place. I just feel like I'm so far off track. That is the perfect place to be, because you're starting with a blank slate. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you join us in the ease experience, your slate will not be blank for long. Trust that. You will have direction. You will have clarity. You will have the confidence, and you will also have clear systems. You get a 106-page guide that is completely interactive, that we walk through page by page inside of the Ease experience. So you're going to walk away with a complete manual for how you run your life, how you operate in your relationships, what you're expecting from your relationships, auditing the relationships in your life, auditing your past relationships, your present relationships. You'll audit your systems in your household. Your work style will be audited. You're going to walk through the whole process. So you will walk away with some powerful, powerful clarity and direction and tools. All right. For those of you who are like, yes, that's for me, the link is in the bio on Instagram. You're able to join right from there, or you can check the description of this video if you're on YouTube or Facebook. If you are watching this as a replay, the Ease experience actually starts this Thursday, September 29th. So we are 2 days away now. I will not take any late enrollments. So if you're watching this after that point, I may not be enrolling at that time. However, you may be able to access it later. All right. If you're thinking right now, I need this, but I don't know, shoot me a DM. We can talk about it. But what I can tell you is stop being faithful to that spirit of hesitation. All right. Hesitating is not getting you anywhere. Stuck makes struggle. All right. Let's talk about the last piece of how to create systems for ease in your life. So we've discussed auditing for ease. Audit your life for ease. Look around your life. Look at the categories of your life and ask yourself, where am I holding on too hard? Where am I holding on to doing things the hard way? Where do you even like doing things the hard way? Because some of us enjoy doing things the hard way. I've had to work with many women around the idea that you need to be under pressure to perform at your best. That's a trauma response, my love. It is. Okay, it is. And so where are you holding on to hard? Where are you holding on to difficulty? Be honest with yourself. Take an honest look at your life. Okay, at each area of your life. In feminine success, the areas of life that we focus on are your thought life, so your mindset, your spirit, how you're taking care of your soul, your home life, which is your environment, your safe space, your sacred space, the systems that you have inside of that space, the support that you have inside of that space. We look at your work life, how you're working. Are you doing work that fulfills you? And how do we align you with doing work that fulfills you? And then the fourth area is your relationships. So thoughts, home, work, and relationships. Those are the categories that we focus on in feminine success, but maybe you have other categories. Look at your life categories and ask yourself, where am I holding on too hard? All right. The second thing is to heal your hustle and your hesitation. Heal your hustle and your hesitation. This is so important. This is you can't have ease and hustle at the same time. You just can't. Because when we are in a mindset of hustle, we actually enjoy things the more challenging they are. Now, does this mean that you can never enjoy a challenge? No, it does not. I'm a woman who absolutely enjoys a challenge. In fact, I need to be challenged in order to grow. I need to feel stimulated. However, what can happen if you're a person who needs a challenge, if you don't have systems and structures to support that about yourself, then you will naturally find challenge in everything. You will naturally gravitate toward the hard way of doing everything. And what you know, if you are a person who enjoys challenge, is you don't want to be challenged everywhere all the time. There are things that you do desire to be easier. There are things that you're looking at and you're saying it can't be this difficult. It doesn't have to be that hard. Attracting a good relationship, the right relationship, beyond a good relationship, the right relationship. If you're telling yourself it shouldn't be this hard, it doesn't have to be this hard. It doesn't. It doesn't. It does not. My clients literally, I've never seen anything like it. They attract the right relationship so quickly and easily once they start doing this work. They shift and pivot in their work so quickly and easily when they start doing this work. If you're telling yourself, I was not born to pay bills and die, work should not be this difficult. Being paid what I desire should not be this difficult. I should not have to hound clients down for my money. I should not have to do XYZ. You're right. You shouldn't. And it doesn't have to be that hard. But what are you going to do about that? How are you going to change things? Because you have the power within you to shift that entire story. I remember working with one of my clients last year. She came to me. She had gotten to the point where she was earning six figures in her career. She was ready to shift because she realized that what she was doing was never what she wanted to do, but it was kind of the path of least resistance at that time. And we set up a strategy for her. She set up a savings plan for herself to say, okay, this is what I need to be able to walk away comfortably. Once she made that decision, several unexpected events happened that created the financial mobility that she needed to move immediately. She didn't have to wait because she had a system, because she had a strategy. And not only did she have the strategy, she implemented the strategy. Because I see some of y'all, I see y'all over here on Instagram who have taken the ease experience and you were like, oh, this is so good. Oh my goodness, it's wonderful. I love everything about it. And then you didn't go implement. I see you. I see you. I'm looking at you. I'm pointing fingers. You can join the ease experience again and we can go through the whole process again. And this time you can apply what you're learning. Okay. But when you decide that you are going to divorce difficulty, then you start to see that ease comes as a flow. You start to see ease in even the most difficult situations. All right. So, last thing, last piece is to delegate your difficulties. Delegate your difficulties. Just because it needs to be done does not mean that you have to be the person to do it. Just because it needs to be done does not mean that you have to do it. If you desire to create systems for ease in your life, then you are going to have to honor the fact that there are certain things that are hard for you that are easy for someone else. So you creating systems for ease for you actually creates systems for ease for others as well. Delegate your difficulties. This means that you're going to have to understand how to build a support network for yourself, how to communicate your needs and your desires, as well as your vulnerabilities, and how to cultivate community. So important. If you want to delegate, you need some people to delegate to, right? Or at least some AI. You're going to need to know how to build these things into your life. I don't do anything unsupported. Nothing. Even if it looks like I'm doing it myself. I'm never unsupported. Have I been unsupported before? Yes. I did not love it. I did not like it. I felt unsupported. And that is not a good feeling. Terrible feeling. And so I decided for myself that I would no longer walk through this life unsupported. I would no longer walk through life supporting everyone else's dreams and me not being supported. So delegate your difficulties. Decide that you are not the type of woman who does it alone. Are there some things that you will desire to do alone in your life? And that's totally fine. Yes. But should you be constantly feeling Like, I'm the strong one. I'm the dependable one. Everyone else can lean on me, but who do I lean on? Mm-mm. It's time out for that. If you are noticing where the world is going, it's time out for that. It is time to build a life that is well supported so that you can delegate what is difficult for you and engage in the things that bring more ease, that bring more fulfillment, and that bring more flow for you. So I am done with my notes. I know I said a lot for that to just be a little bit of notes, but I scratched out a lot of stuff. But I do want to hold space for questions if y'all have any. I'm going to come over here to Instagram really quick and scroll. Don't look at my chin hairs over here on Facebook, y'all. My wax tech has been out. Lick My Conscious. That's an interesting name. I like it. Says, how do you figure out your purpose? To in my opinion, and this is just my opinion. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm just making sure I got all the questions over here because this is behind me. Okay. In my opinion, y'all, purpose is not static. That's just my opinion. I have found that purpose evolves as you evolve. And so stepping into where you feel yourself called will help you get aligned. The first thing you got to do is get in alignment because your purpose is on your path, but maybe you're not on your path. When you're on your path, you feel where you're being pulled to or what you're being pulled towards. That might be helping others. That might be starting a business, starting a family. But purpose is not static. Purpose will grow with you. Start by engaging in and asking yourself, what are my desires? What are my desires? For those of you who are believers, there's a scripture that says, I will give you the desires of your heart. Your heart is pulling you towards your purpose. And what is in your heart pulling you towards your purpose is your desires. I can't even count the amount of women that I've worked with who I've said, what is it that you want? And they don't know. They know what they don't want. They know what they don't like. They know what they're doing that does not feel right, but they do not know what they want. So ask yourself first, what are my desires? Your desires are going to point you in the direction of your purpose. And I don't mean I desire a Ferrari. What do you desire for your life? What do you desire from your life? What do you desire to see in your life? What do you desire to see happen in your life? Another really great way to figure this out. My clients are going to be like, here she go again. Another really great way to figure this out is to write your obituary. Ask yourself, what will people say about you at the end of your life? What do you desire for the people who love you, who know you, who are impacted by you to say about you when you can no longer speak for yourself? When your impact is all that they have to remember. That'll help you. Okay. I hope that supports you. Okay. Jonte, hey, says, gotta stop being faithful to the fears. I know what I have to do, but I get distracted and stuck by other things, necessary things, but I give it priority over what I should be doing. And that is why I say delegate your difficulties. Delegate your difficulties. At the end of the day, and also, let me also say, delegate your distractions. Delegate your distractions. If the dishes are distracting you, delegate them. If laundry distracts you, and you are procrastinating on this laundry for a week and a half, and you're so focused on the fact that you didn't do the laundry and you should have done the laundry that you're not doing what you need to do, delegate it. Okay? Delegate it. Because yes, these things are necessary and they need to get done. But do you need to be the person to do them? Not always. Does it always have to cost to delegate? No, it doesn't. Not when you know how to build community. Not when you know how to build a support system. Join the Ease Experience. We talk about that in module 2. Not when you know how to be supported. All right. So if you're being faithful to your fears, and I know you're a believer, John, say your husband is a pastor, or a minister. The Spirit said, be more faithful to your fulfillment and the fulfillment of your purpose, the fulfillment of your destiny than you are to your fears. What is directing the flow for you? Is it fear or is it fulfillment? All right. So I hope that was helpful to somebody. I hope that set the captives free tonight. Let's see. I'm going to go back over here really quickly to Insta and see if there are any other questions. I don't see any other questions. I will once again invite you all to join me. Let me adjust that. To join me in the Ease Experience. We start in 2 days, y'all. I recommend going ahead and joining right now because there is some pre-work. There is a video for you to watch before I call on Thursday. You can print out your guide so that you have that already available and you've already looked through it. I'm the type of person that likes to do things in advance so I don't have to be rushing at the last minute. If that's you, join the Ease Experience now. If you have been looking for systems to support your whole life, to really give you the sustainable softness, the sustainable ease, then the Ease Experience is exactly what you have been looking for. If you need to ask questions, feel free to drop into my inbox. Me or someone on my team will support you with answers to those questions. There is a installment plan, so you can break it down into 3 payments. What else? That's really it. That's it. I'm so ready for Thursday, y'all. I am so ready to start another cohort of the Ease Experience. And now is the perfect time because this is harvest season. So this is the time. If you have been planting seeds of self-care, if you've been planting seeds of self-investment, and you're ready to get your vessels prepared for harvest time, because that's the thing. Sometimes we do planting and we do watering and we do all that, but we don't prepare for harvest. Preparing for harvest it's not just being mentally ready for harvest. I moonlight. I moonlight as a gardener. We do though. We don't moonlight as gardeners. We are actual urban gardeners. And you've got to have your vessels ready to bear the harvest. You need to have big enough vessels to hold your harvest. Are you preparing your vessels, or are you just hoping for a good harvest? You can get a good harvest and not be ready for it. That's a real thing. You can get a great harvest and it all fall out of your hands because you needed baskets and you're trying to harvest with your hands. So get your systems in place now. Get your systems in place now. If you're looking at the future, if you're looking at where the world is going and you're feeling uncertain, now is the time to get solid systems in place. Not when all the hits the fan. Now is the time. All right. So for those of you who are serious and who are ready for that, I cannot wait to support you inside of the Ease Experience. All this energy that I'm bringing to the live, I probably bring like 5 times this energy into the Ease Experience. I answer every question on the floor. Every woman who's there gets direct strategy and coaching from me. Every woman who shows up for it. So there's that. But if that's what you've been looking for, if that's what you've been wanting, if that's what you've been ready to step into for yourself, if this is the answer to a prayer that you have been praying, do not hesitate. Hop in and I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace.